letting folks get on here. Let me see, got shared though. Let me see, share. Hope I'm trying to get my internet connected here. Connected right. Let me see. I think I got it set up for the Blessed Tribe. And YouTube ain't really working all too well right now. But I wanted to pop in here because I had a video earlier today and somebody commented and I wanted to talk to y'all about it so I could read in the chat. I think somebody said the overall state of women has gone down in the areas of like femininity and all of those things. I think it was a lady said the overall state of femininity of women has gone down. And I want to get y'all take on that because, you know, we have women here on the channel and I coach women, but the women that I coach are high performing, you know, high achieving. That's why they invested in coaching. So it's a different caliber, you know, it's a certain caliber of woman that I interact with on the phone in coaching sessions. But as far as just women in general, me not working in a job and being in an office and around women all day, every day, I really don't know. But over the last, when I posted that video about the women smoking that I was talking about earlier, that was very alarming to me. I did not know that so many women smoke. And I saw a guy wrote on the comments, he was like, boy, you gonna learn about these women, some of them smoke more than men. And I could get it from the stress and the, you know, the stress or the pain, the loneliness. If a woman is, you know, childhood trauma, like, I could get it from that, but I'm just curious, you know. I can honestly say that at one point, I was not as feminine as I am trying to be now. Question accurate, I think we need to first define femininity. TikTok and women coming together to smoke. Femininity, I really can't define that. That's for a woman to define it, but I'm guessing it means like soft life, classy, higher thinking, you know, put together, well-rounded. I was a smoker due to the men I dated, but spiritually it was traumatic for me, so I stopped. And Nia, that's a huge, a big confession, and I appreciate you saying that because that's what I was feeling like. I was feeling like a lot of women get into smoking because of the man that they with. Because if you notice, a lot of women will do almost anything for their man, will do almost anything for love, for a relationship. And it's like, that's why we talk about ride or die. And, you know, this not a story that really want to be told, but even my wife, when I was in the streets, when I got back with her, I was in the streets a little bit, and I went to get a job trying to get out the streets. Well, my wife, she was there for, you know, helping me with the streets for a little bit. Probably, it could have been a week, 2 weeks. I had a few runs that needed to be made, but I was at the job trying to go legal. So I had to call and say, hey, can you take this right here over to such and such? And I remember one time a guy called me, one of my clients, he was like, man, bruh, who is them girls you got working for you? Man, hey, man, you really that guy. You really that dude, man. Them girls was beautiful. It was my wife and her roommate. And they ain't how my wife get down. Now she shut it down, but it was like she was getting back in. Like she was getting her hooks in me. But in the very beginning, she was like, okay, I'm gonna help him while he transitioning. He trying to work or whatever. But then when she got pregnant, she was like, no, that's out the window. But that taught me something of like, good women, classy women will do almost anything for love. Like do a lot for their man. Denise said her entire family on this most occasion is because of who I dated, but I decided this year I'm no longer doing those things. That Dominique, God bless you. We got smokers in the blessed tribe. Y'all in the ganja tribe. Hey, God bless you. Now I don't be judging nobody. I get it, but it's good for me to see because I just did not know. Now I'll be honest with you. I have never smoked once in my life. One time in my life, when I was about 7 years old, and this is the example I'm trying to give y'all. My grandma used to always send me to the store to get her some Newports. She always had me go get her some Newports. And I think it was Salem Newports or something like that, or maybe that's two different things. They were $2 for the pack. And I used to go get them. And one day I got one out of there and went round the bike and got me a match and tried to light the cigarette and tried to smoke it and couldn't smoke it. I'm like, I couldn't get the smoke to come in and then how they blow it out. I just wanted to see the smoke go out. And back when I was coming up, I'm older than all y'all. Y'all are young folks. But back in my day, they had the candy cigarettes. That is a little yellow piece of gum and it's wrapped in a white paper and it got like powder in there, like a little sugar powder that you can blow or you can blow and the powder come out like you smoking a cigarette. Like, and this was a candy. And so think about this, and this is what I try to tell people who smoke. If you got kids, if your kids smell that smoke, they're going to be curious and your child will end up smoking way earlier than you started smoking. But I'm curious about just the state of women today because we know the state of men is low. The state of men is low right now as far as integrity and character. And sometimes we be like who we be around. Birds of a feather flock together. Sometimes it's kind of like if one group of people start to go down, then another group start to go down. So I'm wondering if the state of women is decreasing as the state of men is decreasing. I'm curious about that. Y'all gotta give me a massage, y'all. Y'all give hear the little things compressing and stuff. And so it's gonna take something special. It's gonna take, here's the thing, it's 300 of us on here. You remember the movie 300? Where they went and they fought for their rights, they fought for themselves and they had to stand up. That's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take the small little groups of people. And it's other people out here that have a platform that's talking right, they're talking some sense. A lot of people scared because nobody wants to be hated. Like I done did messages that had truth, coming up that was full of truth that I got, just ripped to shreds by women. I've never really been ripped to shreds by a bunch of men. It's probably at the most I've seen in the comments if I'm talking to the men, like 10 men. But when it's directed to the women, oh my goodness. That thing could get on up there to about 100. And so I done deleted messages in the past, but now I don't delete them now. Now I'm like, hey, yeah, what it is. I'm getting too old to be around here playing around. Tomorrow ain't promised. Never had a desire to smoke, but my ex introduced me to it at 19, and I'm 27 now. That was one of the hardest things to give up. I was told you can't get addicted, but clearly that's a lie. And that's the thing. It is an addiction, and I've never tried it for that reason, because I saw a lot of people. It's easy to quit smoking. It's easy to quit smoking cigarettes. Okay. I've seen a lot of people addicted to it. My grandma smoked cigarettes, and even when they told her she was gonna die, she still she was like, well, I'm gonna go out with a buzz. She still, every now and then, she'll sneak her a cigarette. She'll try to do it when nobody was looking. She'll sneak her a cigarette. She had got dementia and everything. And she had got dementia and everything, and she still kept smoking. I smoke because I'm stressed out. I'm struggling, and every little thing is on me. No spouse, no friends, no family, no pets, and work 2 jobs. Brittany, when you stressing, I want you to try to replace that smoking with something that's gonna push you forward. And it's gonna be hard, but that could be these videos. It could be a favorite TV show, and it could be some prayer. If you believe, if you don't, you have to get to a place to where you go ahead and press. And somebody say meditate, and help them, meditate, like try some other things, and you might have to keep trying until you find that thing, but it's gonna take that. Because, and one thing you're gonna realize is, now that exercise, LaVon just hit y'all with something. I'm trying to tell you, you go walk 30 minutes, or you do some squats or something like that, listen to me. It's gonna make a difference. Now, meditating, I'm an overthinker, so meditating sometimes that mess me up. But if y'all can meditate, that's a skill and a gift at the same time. But we have to, one thing I tell people, whenever you're trying to break something, because they say 99% of men deal with handling. So when I had to go through breaking that right there, what I realized is that it just was a choice. And when I chose not to do it, it was like, yeah, you feel a little tingle sensation. Yeah, you get a little antsy. Yeah, you might feel a little anxiety. But what I realized is that I did not stop breathing. And the biggest thing about life is, if you breathing, you good. And I think a lot of times we think that life means we have to be happy. And that life means we have to be joyous. And that life means that we got to be on cloud 9. Life means if you are breathing, you good. So when you breaking a habit, when you breaking something, coming off an addiction, you put things in place that you can do that occupies your time, that challenges you, that pushes you. Somebody said yoga, somebody said meditation. Start your business, like start writing and dreaming on your business. Come up with the name, come up with the color scheme for the logo, come up with the plan, come up with the programs, come up with the marketing, and like really pretend you are Jeff Bezos, like you a CEO, like you gonna be a trillionaire, and whatever it takes, whatever it takes. And then at the end of the day, what you're gonna realize is, bring it on in 7 seconds, then hold it 5 seconds, then release it 4 seconds. And then you realize, you know what? I'm breathing. Yeah, I'm stressed. Yeah, everything on me, but I'm breathing. And then sometimes we'll take, when it's something close to us, and I did that with alcohol, in the sense of I didn't drink till I was 22. Then I hit a point in my life to where I felt like I needed to have me one little glass of wine every night. And yeah, people will say, oh, ain't nothing wrong with it. But then when I started studying sleep, all the sleep doctors and everybody said, yes, it's something wrong with drinking alcohol within 2 hours of bedtime, even if it's just one glass. And I started seeing where it was affecting And because I see people, oh, to be grown, to be classy, you got to have your little wine, have your little red wine. But then I started to realize, like, no, you could become dependent on that. And then I noticed, like, good people, strong people, classy people, that one glass of wine turned into 2 glasses of wine. Then that 2 glasses turned into 3 glasses of wine. So it just go to show you, like, that tolerance builds up. And as that tolerance build up, y'all forgive me. As that tolerance build up, you keep going. I got to put my hoodie on real quick. So I say, you know what? We have to. I got a pizza maker for Christmas. Got a little pizza maker for Christmas. My wife coming home, she texted me. But I wanted y'all to think about that now. And what I want to challenge you to do is, I want to challenge you to work on your weak areas. Work on your weak areas. And you let that weak area know. And you say to yourself, say, listen, you're not going to beat me. You're not going to beat me. If you pray, then you got power right there with prayer. Read your Bible, you got power right there. But if you're not a religious person, you know, you're going to have to find something else that you need to do, because it don't do me no good telling you to do something that you don't believe in. So I ain't going to be, you know, that person trying to force everything on everybody. Everybody have their path, and you'll find it as you go. But one thing for me is, you know, I pray, I talk to the Lord. I talk to the Lord, and then it gets hard, because what you have to realize is the brain is a very powerful thing. The mind is so powerful, and when the mind gets on a loop, it's really just a response. You know, it's a trigger and it's a response. So when the mind gets used to having a dump, a release into the bloodstream, it needs that thing and it wants that thing over and over and over. So for me, it's like, if I'm going through a bout of, you know, just like insecurity, and I just want to be asking questions or saying crazy stuff, it's almost like my brain used to run that through my head over and over and over and over. It'll run that through my head, until I got to the place to where I was able to say, okay, I ain't gonna say that. That's gonna start an argument. I ain't gonna bring that up. That's gonna start an argument. So let me just go without saying that. And then I got to that place to where I would try to go without saying it. And y'all gotta forgive myself on this little bike and using this little phone stand. But you can't see nothing on my head. But I'm about to get off here. My wife about to be back. I ain't got my little tripod. And then I had to start just training my brain. And I remember when I would act out in that way, or ask that insecure question, or, you know, say something that could start an argument, it was almost like I would get a release of peace, like, oh, I got that off my chest. But then I had to realize, you know, that's coming from a place of insecurity. That's coming from a place of immaturity. And I had to start developing in my relationships in that area. And that's what we have to understand, that it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. But you got to find other outlets and other things to do. So even now in my life, like, I got that massage chair. I got that sauna. I got that treadmill. I just, every now and then, I treat myself, and even if I got to finance it with no interest, like that sauna, they got financing with no interest because they use a firm. So still like paying cash, but just not all in one lump sum. And I get in there and get me a good sweat. It don't take long to put together, but I do something like that, because that right there helped me to where, okay, I could get in that sauna, get in that massage chair, instead of feeling like I need some red wine, or feeling like I need me some cognac, or feeling like I need something to take an edge off. And it really don't even do nothing. It's just your mind is telling you, this is healing me. This is doing something for me. It could almost be like a placebo. And so that's what we have to realize, that this gonna be a year of pruning. This gonna be a year of threshing. This gonna be a year of changing. This gonna be a year of growth. This gonna be a year of stretching. And we got to be willing to do the work. And you're gonna see me, the message is gonna get real. And here's the thing. You know, I got friends, I got guys that I know that I grew up with that they fall right into what I'm talking about. Like when I talk about guys who, you know, have kids and then don't pay child support or don't want to pay child support, I got a lot of guys that's like that. And I got to be around these guys. I got to go see these guys. You know, when I talk about to a woman like, hey, having a guy with multiple baby mamas, I got guys that's like that, you know, that I work with, that's right around me. But I still have to tell the truth. I still got to tell the truth. And a lot of the guys, they might not really like me or be mad with me because they feel like I'm talking about them. They might think I'm thinking about them, but I'm talking about us as a whole. But I still got to tell the truth. So one thing you're going to see, these messages going to be uncomfortable. But lock on in and subscribe and get out your feelings now. And get out your feelings. But these messages going to be uncomfortable. And the reason why they're going to be uncomfortable, because I'm uncomfortable. I'm pushing myself every day to grow, to be better, to mature, to go to that next level, to be a better husband, to be a better father. Those things ain't easy for me. Those things ain't easy for me coming from where I come from. You don't see it a lot. So listen, we got to do better. We got to do better. Takara, I see you right there. You got to rewire that brain. Yeah. Denise, you down bad. Denise, that mean you down bad, sister. We're gonna pray for you. We're gonna pray for you, Denise. You got a crush on your gay friend. Yeah, that mean, yeah, we're gonna pray for you, sister. We're gonna pray for you. I mean, that just means you want love. It mean you want love. But don't let it be a crush. Let it be you got love for him. Let it be you got love for him. And you appreciate him. Love him like a friend. You know, love him like a brother. But listen. Because here's the thing now, Denise, he'll mess around and mess with you now. He'll mess around and be with you. But then he'll be coming right out of that dookie suit, going right in that. You have all kind of UTIs.